And hello everyone to special Trekyards mission briefing. We're both together in one place. It's a rarity, but boy is it fun. As you guys know, Trekyards mission briefing is a weekly dose of Starship discussion, review, theorization, first look of canon, non-canon, side canon, ship canon, video game canon, all different canon, side canons, retro canon. This intro always changes and always it's quite long, isn't it? Today we're looking at another ship in this big wide verse. I don't know anything about it though, Stuart. You are my eyes and ears in this ship world. So what are we doing today, Stuart?
This is a fantastic little scout class ship called the Sacagawea. Of course, named after the Indian that helped Lewis and Clark travel across America.
Who then was played by Lisa Simpson in the famous Simpsons episode.
Sure. Designed by, I don't know if it's designed by, but these are rendered by Douglas E. Graves.
Hey Doug.
Yeah, he does a lot of great work. We've actually looked at his Enterprise before. So this is a nice little, very small scout ship.
Huh. And so why do you want to be at this mission briefing? Like, what was your first thoughts when you saw this then?
More like a shuttle, more like a runabout. But warp powered and very maneuverable. So it's got like two people. It's got 2 seats.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's not very big at all. So, plus it's got some cool features, but we'll get into those in a little bit.
Yeah, so first of all I'm seeing is it kind of slightly feels like that Defiant shuttle. Not the main one, the small one that was the Odo and Kiri used to escape at one time, basically. Those curves, it feels a little bit like that, but with warp engines. Just a little bit. Or a little bit Defiant as well. It sort of doesn't really go with the conventional shapes, but actually if you look carefully you can see a lot of the conventional shapes. So what's it classed as? It's a separate class as a scout ship. Okay, so
yeah.
So warp engines, it's got, I guess, windows, but they're more integrated.
Yeah.
Little deflector.
One of the cool features is that it's actually reconfigurable a little bit, but
Ooh.
like I said, we'll talk about that in a minute. 24.8 meters long.
Oh, I think that's 3 meters longer than a runabout, I think.
Yeah. 4 twin bank phaser emitters and 2 photon tubes.
But are they micro or full sized?
I would say full size, looking at the size of them.
Need to be more specific.
Yeah. So
It's interesting. Very new looking. 2362. That's at least part of when it was launched. That is certainly later than timeline. It has more of a first contact sort of vibe.
Yeah,
those ships.
Absolutely. For the new fleet.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the next picture, it's a shot of it from the top. Again, I really like the things. It looks almost Romulan, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I like it though, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
It kind of looks a little like the blue midget from Red Dwarf if you elongate it a little bit.
This back part is very reminiscent of the Maquis fighter at the back.
Articulating warp nacelles, we can assume, given they two pivot points. And then it's got some nice familiar Defiant details with the top as a little circle bit and then 3 panels at the back. That's very Defiant-y. Do you like the warp nacelles? They look like the E, but don't look like the Fan Interceptor class. How the Bassards are.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of armoured as well.
Yeah, the back of the nacelles is kind of odd, though. I'm not a huge fan of the blockiness there, but
Well, kind of looks like one of the phaser rifles, one of the stocks. Kind of makes sense. I mean, maybe tech and tech. I don't know. Ooh.
The fore and aft views are very interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
I love the impulse engine placement.
Yeah, that's powerful. That has got some impulse. They almost feel like different ships from the front and behind. Like the colour palette as well. I mean, you can see the yellow, whatever the yellow light is in the back, gives it a different feel.
The front looks a little odd, though. Looks a little blocky. Don't know quite what to make of it from the front. I think it could use a little more rounding out. The back I like, but the front it's missing something. I don't know what exactly.
It's kind of like, remember that Borg Renegade ship from the front? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Aero Shuttle in a sense. There are some blocky bits to it, maybe.
Yeah.
But great, yeah, I love the impulse engines. I mean, that's a lot more than we've seen. I mean, the roundabout has two little neat ones. The Delta Flyer has... where are the Delta Flyers and Pulse engines?
These ones up here, these little small ones, they almost look like little micro torpedo launchers. They should have been. That would have been cool. Rear-facing ones.
I agree.
But these front ones are, judging by the size of the people that would be in those windows,
Yep.
I'd say those are full size. I can't see it having a very high complement of photons, though.
But it can just take one.
Next shot is it just flying around, banking. It's from the top.
Feels like a mini Defiant, but like with more refined engines.
Yeah. Make a cool little fighter. I mean, it's pretty beefy.
Very bomber. Add some bigger torpedo. What about adding roll bar to it? Adding some primary torpedo launchers and be a bomber.
That would work.
It's cool. I wonder how much space. I don't know if Degler's done a deck plan or anything, but
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So here's just another ortho stun. This is with the warp engines retracted as well.
Ooh. And also the warp engine's up, actually articulated up rather than just to the side.
Yeah, so they go straight out and they do go up because there are those pivot points. Let's see here. Fast response, forward operations, scout. It's very adept at avoiding confrontation while performing its mission, relying more on speed and agility than armament.
I can see that. A lot of impulse engines. I quite like the together shape. Looks more like the Federation holodeck ship. Has that sort of vibe, and obviously Defiant vibe as well. Do you like it better with the nacelles up in the classic position?
I don't like them tucked in. I do like how they articulate and go from sideways to facing the right way.
The right way.
Yeah. Next, just another shot of it actually starting to do the deployment of the nacelles.
It's got different torpedo launchers.
Yeah, this is done by somebody else, a 3D model, but I kind of like that torpedo launcher detailing at the front here on this one.
Feels like a proto version, like the test ship.
Yeah, it's way less detailed, like way less. Look at the detail at the top.
How does that kind of work for a shuttle, though? Like it's simpler. It feels more like a basic, smaller shuttle version. The other one has more depth, more full-onness. This one feels, yeah.
Yeah, and some of the shapes here have been changed a little bit. Like I think the rear of those nacelles is a little bit different. I kind of like that better.
It's more shuttly now.
Yeah. And the next shot's got the nacelles almost fully deployed, or actually fully deployed.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's this one feels like it's got a big belly for some reason, like it's overweight. It's interestingly proportioned, I'll say that.
Again, you get a very Romulan vibe here. Like you could paint this green, or even the classic TOS Romulan white with a bird on it on the bottom. I think it would look very Romulan.
Think that could have been an inspiration?
Possibly. Next is the concept art.
Ooh. Well, it's pretty close to the concept art. I'll give him that.
Absolutely.
Very sabery. You can see, especially the integrated element, that's where this was coming from.
This side profile is very interesting. Just doesn't look like anything.
Looks like an Asuran disruptor from Stargate. Plus a hilt.
Okay. Star Trek Online, it says, for these concept arts. So I don't know. Is this a Star Trek Online ship?
It might very well be. Or an unused one. They did a lot of designs early on that didn't get featured.
That could be too, yeah. So.
But yeah, good detail.
Here we got kind of a...
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to call it exploded version, or exploded view, but...
Expanded view.
Yeah.
Huh. That's surprising for 24 meters.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot going on in there. You got the two seats. I can't see, I can't see much else fitting back there, to be honest.
I mean, 2 rooms maybe? or just one huge room. In the runabout, they obviously wanted to make it different sections.
Yeah.
You can imagine personal space. If each person had one room, that would be good for longer missions. If it's a full-on scout ship, it will be longer missions. That's really small. I mean, that just puts into perspective how tiny some things are.
Yeah.
It's like if you take the Type 6 shuttle or the Type 9, it's actually very, very small with a little bit of a room. I mean, it's a bit smaller than this room. This room, you know, this is not huge. It's a pretty big room, but, you know.
I'm just wondering where they enter. Unless there's a hatch, through a hatch up here or something, because I didn't see a door before.
Well, if you look behind that circle piece, the big blocky detail behind it looks like a portable lavatory. Maybe it's a door with gravity, and then it, you put gravity on the floor of, and then it alters. Bit excessive, but it could be your secret hatching. Yeah, there's. Well, to be fair though, like with one of Andrew Prowett's concept ships, he said, "Here's where the door is." And they went the other side. It's like, oh, door's over there now. So they don't always pay attention to where people come out of.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'm glad you did something like that, though. Ooh.
Same kind of view, kind of not completed, but I just thought these were interesting to include.
I always want to see things before texture because they have such a feel to them.
There's some of the phaser emitters at the front there.
Oh, they're full on big phaser emitters. They're not like teeny ones there. Cool. Yeah. And all those little panel details, those little details they have to be modelled in. But they give it such texture, which is ironic because given they are not there for texturing, they're for modelling. But they feel more.
I really like the articulated struts and nacelles, the way those work.
Yeah, the double articulation. That's interesting.
Yeah, because they would have to pull in and store inside the ship here.
Well, you can see the bit that slots in, how it's distinctly different components. There's a lot of internal space are being used up by just the nacelles. I mean, wonder why. What is a practical reason for them to be stored?
That's a good question. Earlier in one of the other ones, the cruising speed was warp 7, the maximum speed was warp 9. Yeah, I don't know if it would be warp capable with the nacelles tucked into the body, which earlier they called half mast. This is full mast.
Well, it's an interesting question. If you want to talk about it for a second, I mean, would there be more energy available if the engines are close to the body, which means that theoretically the power conduits might have a secondary means of powering the engines, or if they're further out, which means maybe it's easier to create a warp bubble. So would they be stronger out or in?
Well, if we're comparing it to a sailing ship, half mast means the sails aren't all up, and so you're not getting full speed. Full mast, which it doesn't say that this is full mast when they're deployed, but it did say half mast earlier for the
picture number 3.
Yeah.
And half mast is literally just in the middle. Huh.
Yeah, so I don't know if when they're tucked in, if it's just not warp capable.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. So I don't know.
What does your gut say? Out equals more power, in equals more power.
I'd say in is more for sublight maneuvering, making it very agile, and out would be for maybe manipulating the warp. I mean, I might be able to get a warp with them in, but with them out, they could manipulate the warp bubble a little bit more, get a better geometry, and get more speed.
Yeah, I can buy that. Ooh, next picture. This is that other view, but filled in, isn't it?
Yeah, and they got like shutters across the windows, which is cool.
Is that a door? Those two panels.
Just looking at that,
yes.
Yeah, I have no idea. I would assume so. It looks kind of like a door, but I mean, if this thing lands, or even, I guess it could dock with the nacelles tucked in.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look like a door we've really actually seen before on a Starfleet vessel. That's all. Especially of this era. I mean, if that was Enterprise era, I'd buy that totally.
Oh yeah, sure. It is teeny. I do like the impulse exhausts or the intakes, very runabout styled. I feel like you've got to include them now because they're sort of classic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they would embark into this thing.
Yeah, it certainly breaks some of the rules, like in terms of what you'd associate with a ship design. Not in any major way, though. It just kind of recombobulates them.
One thing that interests me is the placement of these phaser strips on the back. It says there's 4. There's 2 on the bottom and there's 2 here. They're not up front. They're...
Yeah.
I mean, up top you can get pretty good range of a field of fire, but...
Well, my only thought to that would be if they're right up close, then the blasts might be blinding to the cockpit. If you're in a battle and you can't see, maybe. But I would certainly have said, I mean, there are these little black stripes at the front. I would have thought those would be, phaser strips, just not yet added.
Mm.
But this is an incomplete version of the model, but...
Yeah.
Although I do quite like the deflector. It's nice and neat and timid, but clearly does what it does. And the torpedoes.
See, I'm not a fan of that deflector shape. That's going back to the NX-01 era again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like a chiller grill, like a grill in front of a car.
Yeah, it's not really era appropriate, I don't think. I mean, it's...
But this ship is unique. It's different. It's planning on a different style, so...
Yeah.
But you're right, it should be one of those like Voyager style little teeny,
Yeah.
Because the Delta Flyer has one, the little shuttles have them.
I would even consider redesigning that whole front section and putting the deflector between the 2 torpedo launchers, or I don't know, something to make it look a little bit better.
Well, actually, couldn't you make the torpedo launchers rather than this, like this, deflector in the middle? Because side feeding, sure, there's more space they side feed than vertically feed. I thought you could fit a couple more in that way. But that's go against the conventional way, I suppose. Very small RCS thrusters as well. Very, very small for the size of the ship.
Yeah, so the next shot's from the front.
It's blocky. It looks like one of those things that clean the floors. What are they called?
A Roomba.
It looks like a Roomba.
iRobot, whatever they're called, yeah.
Need to smooth out some edges, I think. That rim, both those rims, I get what they're going for, but I think smoothing out would be better for the shape.
Yeah, I do like the design of those nacelles from the front. Those are really cool looking.
They look beefy, but not too beefy. Ooh.
Oh, this is the shot from the back. It's really nice.
That is a beautiful view. So much detail.
Actually, looks like there's 2 phaser strips here too.
Yeah.
Right in the middle there.
That's a dangerous place to put. Well, or it's a very safe place to put them. I think you're getting a really good firing arc, but oh, wonderful detail.
I don't know if there's like a loading ramp there, like
in the bottom between the 2 pieces. Yeah,
yeah.
I would.
That would be a perfect way to get onto this.
Again, like the Delta Flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. I wonder how many rooms are back there though.
I don't think many, if any. Might just be one large one.
Like the shuttles, like the small shuttles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, open plan, have a big room, consoles on either side, little lounge chair in the middle, little sofa. Yeah, why not?
So yeah,
great view.
Yeah, I do like the back. The back impresses me.
Hmm.
And here's a shot of it out there that way, where the nacelles are not up. They're at half mast here.
Yep. So decent geometry, but not full-on geometry, I guess.
Do you prefer them up or down?
I like this because the shapes sort of flow in one big shape.
Yeah.
But the conventional way has something to it. I want to know if the nacelles can pivot down.
I doubt it. That'd be kind of neat.
Miranda style.
Yeah. I mean, down would almost make more sense if you're doing line of sight, which we don't really believe in, but we do.
For certain eras.
We do discuss it every once in a while. Because up, you got to deal with this.
That's true.
Down, you wouldn't have to worry about the cabin and stuff. So.
Although, do you notice there's secondary blue elements at the back?
Yeah.
So I guess tertiary warp coil components.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. Well, that's the last picture of it warping away out of our discussion.
It's cool.
It is very cool. It's a neat little ship.
I guess my closing thoughts are, yeah, I like it. The concept art looked It looks good, but I like how he visualized it in 3D. I love Deg building all these great concepts. He's done a couple of them before.
Yeah.
Different, but not too much of a stretch. Although I do think if you change the warp engines into some other shapes and repaint it, you wouldn't think it was a Starfleet ship. But that said, we shouldn't limit ourselves to just the conventional shapes. As I say often with the TOS era, you know, we only ever see one real ship, then one shuttle. Who knows how old the shuttle is, that design, you know. There should be multiple iterations of design, multiple variations, multiple styles for different profiles. I mean, look at the TNG era. You've got the Nebula, and then Prometheus and Defiant, all very, very different styles, because all for different purposes. So this is a different fit-for-purpose ship.
Yeah, one thing I gotta say though, I just went back to the second picture, which we were discussing as being the top picture, but it's the ventral view, it's the bottom view.
Oh.
So we got the forward phaser strips there.
Oh.
Kind of changes it a little bit. I mean, there's a loading ramp. Sorry, kind of.
That actually makes more sense to me, because I saw these little, either side of the nacelle into the hull, there's these little, like, things you pull out.
Yeah.
They're like antimatter container things. Maybe they're the mini warp core ejection for the deuterium or something.
There's also that center one too, which could be
the warp core ejection itself, yeah.
Yeah. So I just had to go back and take a look real quick, and also
yes, that makes much more sense to me.
These forward ones there are phaser strips at the front.
Okay.
Marked on Degs anyway.
Yeah, I thought there were.
So there and up top as well.
So more than four.
So
then.
It says 6. It should be 6, but it's got 4 twin phaser emitters. 4 and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, 1, 2, 4, 3, 4. So I guess they count.
Wow. Yeah. That's kind of stretching it, in my opinion. I consider a twin phaser emitter like a ball turret. One ball turret has 2 emitters in it.
Well, as you know, theoretically, one phaser strip has like 100 emitters in it. You know, it should be 12 phaser strips rather than phaser emitters. But yes, your closing thoughts on design.
Very cool, very interesting. I love the articulation of the warp nacelles. Almost seems unnecessary unless there's a specific reason for them to be tucked into the body.
So you're saying form follows function, you assume?
I have to.
It's our job to assume these things.
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it fleshed out a little bit more and like actually seen on screen. I think it'd be kind of neat. But yeah, I prefer it kind of at. I don't know whether I prefer it at the half mast or full mast, to be honest. They both look very cool. I don't like the nacelles tucked in, and I haven't seen a version of Degs that has them tucked in yet. So.
Yeah. And for landed for docked, I mean, it makes sense to have them a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to change the warp geometry for different reasons. I mean, I don't know.
So I like it. It's kind of a step outside the Federation look and design, but I have no problem with that. It works for me, and that's why I wanted to include it in the mission briefing, because I thought it was a very cool little ship.
And this is one you've had on the plate for a while, isn't it?
Oh, it's been for a long time.
So there.
Yeah.
Good ship, and if it is a Stowe ship, let us know. We'd be interested to see if something's appeared in Stowe, or if Deg took it from Stowe. Who knows? You tell us. And if you are Deg yourself, hi Deg, or I could just message you on Facebook. Let us know what you think of your own design in the comments below.
What do you think of your own design? Anyway, guys, if you like the episode, please click like and let us know in the comment section what you think of this ship. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything.
Absolutely. Or if you want to support this channel, this show, and all the shows we do, there are 2 amazing ways. Well, 3. But these first 2 ways are, first of all, Patreon. It's a YouTuber sort of donation scheme. You donate a little bit each month, kind of like a Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, and that goes directly into the production of these shows and this channel. It helps us grow, develop, and just stay strong and make us go. The second way is a one-time donation at trekyards.com. Click that donate button and give what you can. Think of it as like a tip or a thank you, or just a good job, well done, thanks for that guest, thanks for that amazing interview, all those amazing renders. Just give what you can. 1, 2, 5, 8, 12, $2,000. Hey, any of those will do just fine. Thank you in advance.
And there you go. Also, you can share the video around to anywhere you think that
That's
Star
the
Trek,
free way.
Yeah, Star Trek fans will enjoy it and get a chance to see it if they haven't heard about Trekyards. Please share the word. So, I guess that's it. So,
Okay.
Until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Connor Kungs.
Bye.
Bye, guys.